That should about cover the ad time. Hello, welcome. Hope you're having a good holiday season. And we're back with some more painting. Back and at it. Ignore the cap. I've got a late night call later, which is also the reason why I really don't have subs. It's just some nice chilled water. And we're gonna start the painting soon. I had to apply a fresh thing coat of things because it's one of those big models, kind of, and just for scale. He's big. He's big, he's made of metal, he's a pain in the ass to hold around. The base is not that helpful, but for size comparison, here's the armature. It's about the same thing. Now just imagine I'm holding the weight of a small, like, metal stress ball in my hand. Like, this guy does not like to stand up. I was hoping to find, like, a big metal piece that I could just let him stick onto so I could hold him, because the Citadel holder really doesn't work with a base that thin. And it looks like I'm out of luck, so I'm going to have to carefully just paint one section at a time for this guy. But, I do want to get a reference image, actually. There we go. It's actually an immediate image. Oh, you son of a bitch. There's another one? Is this not the... Oh, this is the old one? There's new ones? And this one has a giant fucking HMG? Oh, well, I gotta find that thing. I'm actually here. I'm doing, like, side shopping. Yeah, there's a new one, and he comes with an HMG. Holy crumble. He's fucking massive, and still on a shitty, tiny base. Yeah, that's the cutter. That's the Squall. That's the Squallus Mark II. I have the other one. That's that. That's that. That's not Pan-Ocean. I don't think he is. Yeah, that's not... It's not Pano. What are you doing to me? I don't think that's Pano either. Looks like Ariadna. No, that is Kessler expansion pack. They look like cyberpunk edge runners. They look cool. Alright, we'll see about that in the future. They just keep adding more things. That Maximus is definitely not Pano though, so I don't know what that's about. Balance. What's up, Bubba? You want to leave? Oh, but it has the words in it, that's why. I got you, kitty cat. Go on. Freedom. look at the correct spellings. Hold on. There we go. Actually, I think I did spell it correctly. Yeah, I did. Alright. Yeah, that's the cutter. I do. There's a lot of shit I need to think about. Oh yeah, they've been getting more. There's now Teutonic Knights. Fascinating. The Tech Bee is old. Can you even grab the, I do have the Seraph. I don't even think you can... There's that Yodam. Is that a Joy Toy? It is. Okay, they have... That's not what I expected. Okay, color me surprised. That's also not Pano. Yeah, so this is actually a phased out model now. Yeah, because there's a new Yodam. I guess fuck. Can I even run him? Well, that kind of blows. We're still gonna paint him, but that sucks. Alright. Yeah, and there's the one with the HMG. It's like 3 versions of them. Season 11 event tournament pack. Oh, it was a tournament Yodam. Fascinating. I'll just keep the tab open from Goggle. Good old Goggle. Alright. Well, first what I'm going to do, which is to save my sanity. Let's go for a nice dry brush of blue everywhere. But a special blue, which is the Vallejo. Where is my damn... There it is. I guess I should probably just try to start around the top, if anything. Nice dark Prussian. I do hope the color contrast is still good, just because I know it's a pain to get this thing ready sometimes. So I can actually go a little bit lenient with the blue here. There's actually a lot more pieces that I can use with metal paints, which is quite nice. What else would probably help me out is if I brought one of the tags over that I painted quite a while ago. Let me go grab them. Alright, boys. Yep, I did. I'm thinking I did. Yep. Well then, haven't I put myself in a predicament? Isn't that just the way? Where did I put them? Look like a knob right now. Oh, they were right by me. Son of a bitch. There you are. Oh. This boyo. Kept it by the bed on the drop site. There it is. It's actually super helpful. God, it was a while. Okay. Yeah, so I did the dark and then I did light. God, I still like the way that snow looks. So you hit with what blue I can. Hit with a blue. The blue. Yeah, and like the inner layering I can leave for like metal or highlights because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get in there. Good thing I got large brushes. Or I should say long brushes would be what I'm hoping to use. And then the big old hammer we can just make a full metal look for. Actually, it's, what is it, dark and regular Russian. Oop. Speaking of. Very carefully. There we go. Just a little bit thirsty on the palette side of things. Turn away for 2 seconds. So actually the other side might be helpful for this. Try and dry this baby out. go. I forgot how problematic this thing is when it comes to drying it. Got a little bit of a dish. Good evening, Pixie Logic. How you doing? Hope you're having a good holiday season. Again, don't mind the hat. I'm getting called in late for work, so kind of just prepping. Tonight we're painting up a nice big old robot. A very heavy robot. Is it part of his cables? It might be. I think I can chill with that then. I'm doing good. Stuff's changing for the better. Getting myself in a better workflow, and the progress may be slow, but it's going, so that's a good point. Now all I need is an airbrush and I'll be set. So that top blue is done, but not done. Actually, don't use this. I need a dollar. Dollar is what I need. Good on the blue. The blue! So I eventually have to run through and provide more. I don't have to worry too much. Shadows in there. To buy yourself a gift from Santa, so don't worry. I technically already did that. And that's just more models. I'm in a never-ending existential hell of my own making, Pixie. You know this. I've co-signed myself to an infinite pile of shame. Come on now. Did you buy anything for yourself? Star's gonna be better than the sky. Is that it's slightly lighter, so the layering will work. Sky. I did, but it was out of spite. Oh no. That's never good. I actually need to tool old reliable. go. I mean, spite buying sometimes counts. I think it depends. But everyone hates them. I mean, hey, down the line, I plan on probably buying and painting Tau myself. There's not really a faction in 40k I ultimately hate. Maybe to fight against, probably, Orcs and Tyranids, because it's so many bodies to think about, but... I don't know. I'm not in the camp that hates the Tau. Beasts at range can be a massive pain, and explain what people dislike about them. Said I don't hate them, really, it's just a fun to bag on them. Ah. You're a bandwagoner, Pixie. I caught you. So I'm guessing you bought a Tau combat patrol out of spite? Is that what it is? Until you paint some, so I bought some crew commandos. Ah. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you kind of cheated with the crew, but that's just me. You naughty, naughty. Uh-oh, gotta sneeze. Excuse me, Chad, I'm sorry. They don't need to know. Actually, what should be back here is the... that just makes it easier on everybody. There we go. Honestly speaking, I think this Jotun would have been one you prefer to paint in separate parts. Do something a little bit different. I'm gonna leave some panels open and add some either white or red to them. You know what? I'll stick with the white, which means I'm going to need... This is the white gray, right? God, it's so overused, I can't even tell. Yes. Nearest to 40k dinosaurs we can get. Create our weapon-wielding ninja chickens. These are lobsters. That's quite a reasoning. I also think I need to go outside more. We all do. I personally don't want to go outside anymore. I do enough of that at work, but I don't have that luxury. My name is a My life is a lie. Who am I? I'm the logic of the Fey folk. That's what you should say. Probably gonna need a second code for that there. God, I got preemptive sniffles. I really don't want to go outside. I know for a fact my body was yelling at me, if there's no reason to go outside, stick your ass in this chair. Unfortunately, the winter is here, so I must go plow snow. Oy. What the hell? Right. So right in there is the beady eyes. Well, you know what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna drop this little thing right here. And drop this thing over here. And that'll be for later. And then we can just worry about adding a silver highlight to all the wires, the exposed wires. You know what? This can be sky. Never really gets super cold here. Some people would like it where you are. I know a lot of folks don't like the cold where I am. Whoa, almost lost it. Not today, Satan. A couple of -5 degrees Celsius days at the end of November, but now it'll stay relatively warm. Nice. Oh yeah, I get the whole C to F ratio. Maybe not exactly what it is, but I understand. You don't start getting to freezing until like, I guess I want to say like -20 degrees Celsius then. But like by that point, then you start getting into like Arctic temperatures. Oh. So that's the difference. It is until somebody starts sporting in Kelvin. Rains a lot, but it hardly ever snows. -12 wind chill? Yikes. Unless they're doing science experiments. Oh boy. I'm hearing the excitement outside. And so it begins. should actually keep my phone by my person, just so I know. I said we'd be going in around 10, but just in case, let me keep it by. Hold on, let me shift my whole well-being. Everyone's excited. Just surgically insert my brushes. There we go. Yep, should be wet enough to where I can now start the droplets. At least for the eyes. A little bit much than I wanted, but we can clean up. Look at those beady eyes. All right. Ruin this brush. Poof. Those are wires right there, because of course they are. Just to get me frustrated. Okay. Actually, it looks like a decent glow. Give me that, I was about to sneeze again. Orange. go. Look at those beady eyes looking at you. Actually, does have beady eyes. Give it red. Yeah, it's fine. And then I want to add... fingers are getting numb. To go to this, yes. Just to drown it a little. Kind of just blends better for my purpose. the chest down to a point where I'm happy with it. Okay, we got an ad break in about a minute or so. If you got your ad blocker, congrats. If you don't, I apologize, but it'll only be 30 seconds. Actually, start busting out the lead belcher. Little arm blaster cannon. Okay. It's a bit of a switch up, but I want to see how this is going to look if I do it the way I want to. That might not be the move. It might just need multiple coats, but we'll see. I'm going to see if I can't just mix it around a bit. Can't get that right. You know what, instead then, I'll grab a lead belcher and highlight from there. I think that'll be a better idea. There we go. Can always trust good old Letty. Yeah, it looks like the, I might just have to be careful with the heavy metal in the future and probably only use it as detailing. The legs will be the same color. Since the model is so heavy, I'm kind of doing it half and half. But the legs are on... The bottom portion's honestly going to be a bit of the easier part. Since it's so heavy, it's so I can, like, grab onto things. And I won't have to worry too heavily about it. Is what metal? The hammer or the legs? Because if it's the legs, it's mostly just plating. And there's, like, internal wires. You can see, I highlighted these with the lead belcher, but there's internal wires in there. Garçon, more lead belcher. Go hitting the damn mic again. Mic, the camera. I don't even know my own setup. The pistons of glory. You know what, actually? Give me I have a theory. That is actually much better. There we go. And then a free wash to go with it. go. Very carefully. And then you fully chromed the whole thing. It's mostly just like back and forth brush motions. Because I know I liked doing a lot of the crashing wave theme. Because the whole Pan Ocean faction, it's kind of got just like a symbol that looks like a crashing wave, and it's what I did with this guy way back when for one of his shoulder pads for like crashing waves, or like just rhythmic waves that I remember from like old 2000s anime. Whew. So like trying to do that across most of like the arms and such is a little bit weird and difficult. It's more like modern art than anything else half the time. You know what I honestly drew a lot of inspiration for from that type of ocean thing? I constantly remember the old Pokemon movies, because I still have them on VHS. And just thinking about that stuff. Man, like a crashing wave, I'm gonna roll up with my exploding hammer. we go. Numb hands. And I don't know about you, but I think it's time for a new towel. So let's gravitate to where we are. That's looking okay. You know what I can do? Drop this in there to help with the metal stand out. There we go. And then we can give the barrels a shine. Ayy. There's actually something else. I could try and make a gray to help the whites stand out a bit. Not too much, though. Looks like what I could do is this over to here. There we go. Get more of a Corax white look. A little water and mixing in between. There we go. Hey. There we go. Give the white a little bit of definition. little bit more. Nope, too much. There we go. Good news is, when you try dry brushing this thing, it doesn't take a beating. say it, these makeup brushes are great. There we go. Sniffer, hello there. How you doing? What a name. Happy holidays to you. What brings you by? Cylinders will be fine. You know what I could do? If I grab more red, I can do a whole stripe around him. Here at 1 a.m. Interesting miniature being painted by someone who isn't a VTuber. Well, welcome on in. As the motto around here goes, pull up a stump and be comfortable. It's honestly nice that so many people have gotten into the miniature hobby. I've been meeting a lot of VTubers who've been enjoying painting. I'm still fresh myself, but it's nice to meet others. So you kind of just doom scrolling late in the hour when you should be sleeping. Are you neglecting your sleep? Missed it, but that'll be fine. Personally, I really dislike them, find it gimmicky and annoying. Oh, well, that's a shame. But to each his own. That's why everybody has their different likes and dislikes. If we all liked the same thing, there wouldn't be much to anything, now would there? Everyone would just be playing Space Marines. Honestly, I think the reason a lot of people do the VTuber side of things, a lot of the reason I feel is for the anonymity. Like, sometimes they don't like showing their face. And I can understand that. I mean, hell, internet's scary out there, man. Have you seen people? Have you met people? I work with people, and even I don't like people. Cannot imagine a 40k was only Chad Marines. Well, I mean, that technically was the thing back in, like, what, 4th edition? Because it was mostly Marines at that point. Between Imperium and Chaos, there probably was a lot of Marines running around. Of course, you still had, like, Eldar, Orcs, early Tyranids. Stretch time. Ooh, I need to get the silver. Where is it? Is it the one happening? I know it's not this one, though. I purposely marked the bottle. Did I? Yes, this is fresh. Where are you, White Alchemy? I know you're fucking here. Are you not? No, because this is, no, this is heavy. Oh, I got my metals mixed up. Fuck. No wonder it was weird. God damn it. Alright, it doesn't really mess anything up. It's just a big old slap in the face. We started collecting Necrons when they came out. I was on the fantasy Wood Elves tangent. Distracting overlay. Less is more. That's a fair, what's the word? Astute observation. No wonder it was looking all weird. Honestly, I'm quite curious how some VTubers come up with their model. A lot of them use a branching of like the same shtick, but I'm really curious how some of them get really like creepy with it. It's oddly fascinating, is I think the word I'd want to use. Kind of like how people design story characters. Like, what makes them go all out kind of deal. Is there any feasible way I can get watered down, Is there any version of this universe that happens? Just to clean up the edges. There we go. The other side I actually got away with pretty luckily. Can do is drop that in there though. Making your own washes. God, this has been silly the entire time. Yep. I can't believe I made that mistake. It sucks. God, that's embarrassing. Becoming harder to fidget around you, Yodam. Actually, I need a little bit of null oil so I can see things. Kind of dropped too much metal in there. There we go. Go. These oddly look like canisters from Half-Life, but I'm here for it. Liquid bottle. you shaking? No, okay, you're not like breaking shaking, but you're fine. I was afraid it was gonna be falling off. Hey. Well, one segment down, the other to go. Oh, I did miss that. No worries, no worries. Just a quick. And shut it there. There we go. We can hit that with silver. Yeah. It's like deep in there in the crevasse. Actually would need... Where's that other brush I have? There it is. Actually need to hit the wet palette with fresh water. It's drying up. There we go. So now comes the fun part of bouncing around it. Did I quote Tenacious D? I have no clue. I don't recall much from Tenacious D. I don't think I've listened to much. Might have been just a random occurrence. If I did, do let me know, because I don't think I did. It was a great random coincidence. Clip it. Oh, filling a crevice? Oh my god, I'm painting infinity. You know what that means? I get to revitalize the fucking... the snow basing material I've had that hasn't been watered in like months. I'm about to bring life to that sodium based product. It's gonna rehydrate and just go, I live! I'm here! Uh-oh. I cannot sad times, I'm poor. Does it cost money to clip? If it does, that's crazy. One of their song references filling a crevice, but I'm not sure you want the lyrics posted. No, please don't. It's funny, really, the only thing I remember much about Tenacious D, one, that Jack Black is a part of it, and two, I can only ever think of the, it's the movie scene where Jack Black is on a roof. You have to be subbed? That? Well, nah, I get it. I get it. I get it, because if you weren't, just random people could just clip whatever. That's understandable then. Alright. I don't know if I can use this song, so I'm going to skip it. Let's just, that's really gonna get demonetized, uh-oh. Did not think a song like that was in here. But that makes sense that you need to be subbed in order to clip. Because if not, your whole notification bar would be just filled with garbanzo beans. It's like every 30 seconds of the stream. Alright, that's the bottom. Base knowledge. Now we can go about picking what areas get what color. I.e., the fun part. How did I give you? I gave you some white knee guards. I could make the knee guards white. That's a good one. And then probably the sky blue in between here. Maybe the ribbed trimming on the foot. Maybe the panels here. Probably put white on these two divots. Have fun on the tail fin. I didn't even realize he had a tail fin. Well, it's the 2-hour mark. Take a little mandatory 5-minuter. We can chat about things. I couldn't speak. I had to take 3 takes. Send to the channel. Some people leave theirs wide open for abuse. Then I will double check. Because I am not big enough for that to really be a problem. Next time, chat. That's my fault then. I was not privy to Twitch's game. But for a little sidetrack and chatting when I pull it to live record, I've been busy making more Terminators for the Emperor's Shield attachment for Imperial Fists. We've got some Termi Ancients coming up with hammers and banners. You know what's a fun fact I figured out? Did you know Ancient Terminators can wield a Thunder Hammer and a Storm Shield and still carry the banner? I didn't. And that's a fun fact you just learned. If you got no tail fin, you'll tail spin. But yeah, I had no idea that the Terminator Ancient could take a Storm Shield, making it 6 wounds. So, I was running through the numbers, essentially for Emperor's Shield and the whole Terminator fancy. I'm thinking I'm going to be running 2 Terminator Assault Squads, one led by a captain, which I actually just finished. He's right over here. Look at this boyo. Look at him. Look at him with his 50mm base. He's on par with Lysander. But yeah, him and then Lysander, both of them getting Ancients. One of them gets an enhancement that makes the squad -1 to wound, because Lysander has it naturally. And then the other Ancient gets Champion of the Feast, which gives him a natural additional attack. This is important because if you haven't seen the recent balance slate, when they issued out the new Terminator Assault Squad, the Terminator hammers are hitting on 3s now. So, essentially, a 5-man squad, just a 5-man squad, has, I think it was 3 attacks or 4 attacks? 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage with devastating. And it's not also counting the fact that since your army rule revolves around the Oath target, if it's the Oath target, you're then hitting on 3s, rerolling fails, strength 8, +1 to wound because I'm chapter compliant, which most likely means I'm wounding on 2s because I'm targeting something T7 and below. Hell, I'll target something T8 and below, I'll still wound on 3s. And because of the detachment-specific rule, I'm then allowed to re-roll 1s to wound against the Oath target. And if it's the Lysander unit, I just get full re-rolls to wound. So after doing that, I did the full fucking... I'll show it. Where is it? I did the full fucking math for this, just so you know I'm not lying. Which one is it? That's Blade Guard. Here. Terminator 5 hammers, right? This is also before I saw the update. Proof. Proof I did the math. Proof I did the math. But basically, it came down to matching all these for the Oath's target. It puts it, normally when they were hitting on 4s, 11 saves at -2 against the Oath target. When you factor in all the 3s now, that's an extra 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that puts it up to that. So a normal Terminator Assault Squad, regardless of like detachment, is most likely going to be putting a squad with 15 saves at -2 damage, and at least 4 of those rolls are going to be devastating, so it almost automatically wipes out a 5-man of Marines. And then I think it brings a 10-man squad, unless they have invuls, it brings a 10-man squad down to like maybe 2 Marines left. Just automatically. And then with all the bullshit I plan on throwing in, anything I throw that 7 brick of Terminators at is probably just going to explode. And it's going to be very hard to kill them because they're all going to be T5, 2-up armor, 4-up invul, with both squads at -1 to wound against a weapon that's higher than their toughness value. So they're almost always going to be wounding on 4s and 5s. Very rarely is it going to be 3s. So it's going to be very hard to kill those things. The downside, obviously, is that, you know, they're slow. You gotta use the teleport homers or land raiders. I'm honestly probably not going to be using land raiders. One squad, I think I'm going to just maybe deep strike in, and the other one I might consider like rapid ingress. I obviously have the 2 teleport homers. But it's just Terminator Assault Squads are scary now. Like, they're actually a viable threat that can just hold something down. And even going against something like a Catan Shard that minuses damage. I know, I don't think the Catan care about armor, but I mean, it's still 14 to 15 saves. And they're probably failing around 6 of them. So regardless of reanimation, he's going to be stuck with a bit of damage on him. And if I want to just fall back in between... I never do math for my tabletop things. I only do battle tech. Let's go either full fucking heavy and assault stuff. That's fair. I'm also trying to get more into battle tech. I'm started reading more lore, and I do have like a 5-man set ready. I just need to set up a game with people. Alright, break time over. Coming back to the model. So thinking about it logically, I would need the next set of Prussian blue. And then I'm gonna need more, not dark, it's the star blue. Funny enough, I'm actually thirsty again after all that talking. I don't talk much, so my mouth tends to dry up fast. Whew. It's very good. I actually just realized how I could get more detail out of my models. And I'm probably a silly Billy for it. Maybe not. I think if I would just go back with it, it should be fine. That's watered. No, actually, I could probably just grab the same makeup brush again. This thing is usually a godsend when it comes to large miniatures. It just covers the full thing in a nice, thin coat. This is the flat-out tip from me. If you're able to, find a nice, good, like, makeup blush brush. If you want just good, like, immediate basing for large models. Is there a name on this thing I could use? It just says E. And that joke should date me just fine. Don't need to go deeper into that. So, clans. Yes. It's the, what was it? The clan Firestar? Let me see if I've been paying attention and I remember the mechs by name. There's a Warhawk. I believe the other name is the I'm gonna say Mayakashi. I think that's wrong, though, but it's the Warhawk, the Nova Cat, the Cougar, the Kit Fox, and the Fire Moth. I believe it's Clan Firestar. If I've been paying attention. I do remember that that box had the two, it's the versions of them that can run two different model types. It's the Prime type and Model A. I apologize you have to constantly keep looking, but I know for a fact if I don't answer this on call, it's going to be problematic for the whole town. Looks are looking good. Looking good, legs. I think now I can move on to the star blue. I would just need a bit more cleaning. Should also get the... Where is it? There you are. Behold! My snow. Oh my god, it's so old. It still has this thing in it. Get out of here. And just a little bit of water and it should ripen up fine. Try not to waste too much. If I need to, I can add extra components, which isn't the problem. Actually, might have slightly made chalk too, unknowingly. Firemoth and Elementals and Alpha Strike are an absolute W. Nice. I don't personally know if certain contents are better than others. I just know that this specific box was a more, in essence, like sniper themed because it runs a lot of lasers as well as a lot of large cannons with good range. But the problem is, like, they could probably blow up easy. I know the Nova Cat has one of its variants. It's just nothing but EM lasers, and I think the range is like 24, 28 hexes. I could be wrong. It's super long though. But they've also got like no melee. But then again, what mech does? I'm honestly in so many miniature games, I need to start slowing down. And against my better judgment, I'm thinking of picking up another one, because I was really interested in trying out the Halo tabletop. I know it's probably the same as like Marvel Crisis Protocol. I've just been a Halo fan for a while, just like Star Wars, and I really wanted to like paint the miniatures. I guess I could always just paint the miniatures, I don't have to play the tabletop. I don't know. What's the fun in that half the time? Actually, see if I can revitalize that thing. Let me see. You know damn well it's going to start absorbing water like nobody's business. Yep, that'll do it. Oh yeah, Chad, I upgraded my game a little bit. I went to shop and get some putty knives. Some miniature-themed putty knives. So I'm rocking those now. Anything but shooting the enemy is unhonorable. Well, I think the thing is, because these are, like, specifically, like, star clans, they're part of the Comstar thing, so... I believe that's what their origin is. I could be wrong, though. I don't know too much more, obviously. Pull that other piece of wood out. Come on, you. There we go. Good news is it's taking the water just fine. I think the bigger problem is I've kind of just turned it into rocks. There we go, it's coming back to life. Yeah, I just might need to add like a crap ton of water. And just let it revive. Well, that thing spends time soaking. I'm gonna continue. Clean. I even got different size putty knives. It's been helping out a ton when I'm trying to use the diorama stuff. I can do this. So let's. Actually, I need more. Sky blue too. In some sense, yes, the clans happened because the First Star League. Yep. Clans are eugenics in the inner space. Later, Comstar stopped the clans in their invasion. Atukadi. Look at this, chat. You're getting lore. You're getting Battletech lore. All courtesy of Sniffer. The Diet Sniffer. Yeah, the Eye of Terror opening. I understood during that portion of lore. It was like, yeah, them coming back is just like, oh boy. Galaxy's in a bit of a fucky situation now. Comstar's collapse is like the fall of Terra. Yikes. They did say it was like a galaxy-changing thing. And then everyone went into like a, not a segmented existence, but a lot of it just turned into noble houses going off. And a lot of us returning to a feudalist state. Oh, don't want to hit the other guy. I just heard a vibrate. Hold on a minute. Nope. Nothing on that end. I don't think it's going to change, so... Don't fight me on the knee guards, come on. I'm having trouble because there's a damn hammer in the way. Here we go. He's coming together. He's coming together slowly. There's two of them, son of a bitch. There we go. There we go. I think now I can just get about with this back and forth. Yes, unfortunately, I am running out of time before I gotta head out. Oh, that's too much. Pull it back, pull it back. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with him in my free speed. Probably continue him tomorrow. If not, I'll pick up something else. I'm going to sleep now because us old people need our rest. That's no worries. We're about to wrap up, so no problem there. Just thank you guys so much for stopping by. I do appreciate the early summons. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be back, maybe with more painting. No, definitely with more painting. Probably him, I'll continue. If not, it'll be something else. Probably conquest related, so maybe a horse. Maybe a horse. But until then, you guys have a wonderful night. Wish me luck. I'm gonna be plowing streets for the next, like, 6 hours. So, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night. When I'm choosing a claim to paint, recommend the Goliath Scorpions. They are not as much assholes and later become. I apologize for that other big old paragraph. Thank you for the follow, Sniffer. I'll see you guys tomorrow.